You was delayed all last Sunday. Garbage as well. But you know what can you do, man? What can you do, man?
You still hating on Teddy Bridgewater? Why?
I'm not hating on Teddy Bridgewater. Did you even read?
What did he say to your dime?
Did you even read the actual the article that I sent you guys on the group chat? You had to, because if you did, they basically said what I was saying. What Chris was saying in the text is like,
congratulations,
he's like one way, you think the other way.
You want me to congratulate you because you found somebody to agree with you? I can find 10 people to agree with me too.
I mean,
because everybody on the radio was talking about Waddle.
I'm like, no, Waddle has something to blame too. Now, come on now. Like, come on. Waddle has something to blame too. But let's not forget how he looked, not Waddle, but how Teddy Bridgewater looked the whole damn game. He looked trash. You know, like, it is what it is. I want him to look good. I want the team and the background to look good. But obviously, he did not look good. Like, yo, even like, come on, man. Marcus, you like, you follow the games, like, not even Miami Dolphins, but the Canes.
Yeah, what's your reaction right now? I don't know. It feels like it's emotion. Like you reacting on emotion right now for some reason.
I don't know. He was whack though. He was whack.
But
he was playing whack.
He played good enough to win the game.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
For a backup quarterback, what you expecting from a backup quarterback? You expecting him to play like Tua or Brady or Mahomes?
This guy is a veteran. This man a vet, man. Like when Drew Brees went down,
he veterans that are not good. Like, talking about you really comparing Teddy Bridgewater to Drew Brees? Come on, man.
No,
he's a backup quarterback, and he played good enough.
You're not hearing. You're not listening, Marcus. You're not listening. He used to be the backup quarterback to the Saints when Drew Brees went down. He did not look like the quarterback that the Miami Dolphins just had. No, he did not look like that. He looked good. I'm sorry. I know how he looked when he was in New Orleans. That's what I thought what I was getting when he jumped up on Sunday. And I don't want to hear what you talking about. Oh, what do you think you're going to get from a backup quarterback? I'm thinking I'm going to get a veteran that don't look like he just going the motions. Like, nah, man, I expect him to be looking better than Skylar Thompson.
In front of that offensive line,
Skylar Thompson look better? If you take away all, we're not talking about the penalties. The penalties.
How did he look better?
You didn't see all those plays that he was doing. It's just the penalties took him all away. That don't mean I didn't see him. It's not his fault that the O-line held the ball, held somebody or this, that, and the other. He was giving dimes, man. Like, Teddy wasn't doing that. I'm sorry. He wasn't.
He was to me. That's why he passed for over 300 yards.
Oh, my God. All right.
Yeah. I mean, we can debate this all you want. This is what this is about, debating, right? And
right,
I think you just hating on Teddy Bridgewater for some reason, and I'm not
hating on him.
Why. There must be some kind of reason why that you don't like Teddy Bridgewater.
I did.
Maybe because there was a conversation about him being better than Tua, and you still salty about that. And that's why you're like, oh, see, this is why he shouldn't be on the field. I think that's maybe the real reason why you so salty about Teddy. That's the only reason why it makes sense.
This is the whole reason why, when they have people say we could all watch the same thing and you're gonna find so many different results, or this is exactly what we're talking about. Me and Chris seen the same thing. All of us was on the same chat. I'm not saying I don't like Teddy, but he didn't look good. It is what it is. He didn't look good. Skylar looked better. I'm sorry. I wouldn't get mad about him playing because clearly Tua is the quarterback. It's not like come on. Tua be like 70% and he'd be like in the 50s. Like, come on, man. It's not even a comparison. We don't even need to compare Tua and Teddy right now. But I thought that we were going to get a veteran that last week they stole the game from him and made him not be able to come back in the game. You would think that now when he get the opportunity to play again, even as a backup, he will go ahead and have so much confidence and so much that he could go ahead and prove. And then he just looked like he just was playing a game. And he didn't look like he was playing at the crib. He didn't look like his peoples was in the stands. He didn't look like he played from the West, because if you did, you would have played better. And I'm like, God, man, your ass is so damn slow, man. Like, barely gave the half-ass juke that made him get hit in the helmet. Surprised his ass jumped right back up, because if he didn't, we would have been have a raw receiver as our quarterback, and that raw receiver probably would have been better. I'm sorry. And not just that, but the head coach said, look, if I had to choose between Skylar and Teddy, I would have kept Skylar inside the game. Point blank, period. Like, yo, at the end of the day, you seen all them throws that Skylar Thompson did before the penalties and this, that, and the other. He looked good. And I guarantee you, after this season, Teddy is gone. Skylar's going to be the backup.
I don't know why that even matters.
Going to be the head coach. Hey,
why does that even matter to you? That if he's here or not.
It's going to prove my point, because if he's so good, then they're going to keep Skylar on a practice squad as a third-string quarterback, and he's going to be the backup. But he is not a backup quarterback, not at least in Miami. We've been suffering for quarterbacks for years for us to have that as our backup. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Everybody else seen it. I seen it. Chris seen it. You're the only one that didn't see it, and I know why.
Well, I'm not the only one. I'm the only one on this podcast, yeah, because when
you're gonna see it in the comments.
When you follow a football game and you see a quarterback not being able to connect with his receivers or getting sacked, it's easy to blame the quarterback for the whole situation. Very easy. I mean, the receivers could be getting locked down, and the receivers could be not running. Not getting open. The offensive line could not be blocking, which obviously was the issue for most of this game.
You are all people,
especially with Ron Armstead, your best offensive lineman, not playing in this game, and you had another offensive lineman, so you had barely had the offensive lineman in the game.
Yo,
and you expected Teddy Bridgewater to walk on water? No, that's not gonna happen.
That's not what I think. But your argument right now sounds like Wes of last year.
That's what I was trying to tell you, Wes.
No,
I said if you plug Tua in the same situation, you would be like, you would say, "Oh, Tua's trash." No, you wouldn't. You would be like, the offensive line is trash.
My whole thing is, what is the difference? I have your stance last year when I clearly, Marcus, everybody seen that we had no O-line. Your argument was it doesn't matter. Herbert doesn't have an O-line. Burrow doesn't have an O-line. Now it's this year now, and you're trying to use that as an argument when last year you was telling me that is not an argument. As a quarterback, it don't matter if you don't have an O-line. Now you're using it for Teddy. Please don't use that right now, because you didn't make me use it last year.
If Tua is your franchise quarterback, Wes, you're not expecting Teddy Bridgewater to walk on water, like I said, but you are expecting that from Tua. Situation is where Teddy can't get enough time to throw the ball. If Tua's in that same situation, he likely turns the ball over. He likely gets injured again. He likely gets fumbled. Turns the ball over and fumbles the ball like he often did last season. But Teddy Bridgewater was keeping the Dolphins in the game until Waddle fumbled it twice.
He fumbled it twice? I thought it was that interception.
Yeah. Oh, it was a drop. It was a drop that went into someone else's hands. Yeah. It was a clear drop.
Don't you normally call interceptions on the quarterback?
But if you use your common sense, Wes,
I was using common sense before. You didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to hear it.
That was Waddle's error, right? Was that Waddle's error or Teddy Bridgewater's error?
To be honest with you,
Waddle, right?
No. To be honest with you, I think it's Waddle, but I have to look at the play again. I think it was Waddle for that play, but I'm not sure, because I need to go ahead and make sure I see if he put it somewhere where he's not having to adjust too much. You know what I'm saying? Because if the quarterback didn't throw the ball as accurate, of course he's not Tua the most accurate quarterback in NCAA history. So most likely it's not going to be as accurate. But I don't know. I need to go ahead and see the replay on that. But clearly, If we don't have the replay, they say interception. Who do you blame that on? The quarterback, not the wide receiver. But again,
you don't blame that situation on Waddle. You blame it on Teddy. Why?
Because I just told you. Did you not hear
Why?
what I just said?
Why?
It depends on where was the ball placement. If
in
Waddle
his hands. Did you see the play? It was in his hands.
I know it was in his hands. And
why are you saying it's
not only was
it depends.
Doesn't it come with ball placement? When you place the ball at a certain point, you know the same thing that you said. You said about Tua last year. He underthrown it. He overthrew it. He did something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it could have been in his hand, but that's probably because he's just a good wide receiver adjusting to the ball. So again, I don't know. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I gotta see the replay, but I don't have the replay in front of me right now. So who I'm gonna blame? I'm gonna blame what the stats say. It was an interception. Who do you blame that on? The quarterback. Now, when we get the replay and I could clearly see it was an accurate ball and yeah, it was in his hand, but he didn't have to adjust and course through his body to get the ball, then I'll be like, Marcus, you're absolutely right. Cool, no problem. I don't have no problem saying that you were right with that. But again, I don't have the replay in front of me.
You said you saw the play. I asked you saw
the play, but
you did see it.
I seen the play.
Clearly, he dropped the ball, and because of the drop, it was an interception. For you to try to blame that on Teddy,
it didn't look like he dropped the ball. It looked like he had the ball.
Now it doesn't look like he dropped the ball. That's how much he hit Teddy.
It looked like the defender was fighting the ball and found a way to get the ball out of his hands.
No, it was a blatant drop out of Waddle's hand, and it was an interception that led to a field goal.
Now, why would you think I'm lying about something like that if it's so off like that?
Because I asked you in the group test, and I was like, "Oh, you just being petty," and you said, "Yeah, I'm just being petty." That's why.
I probably was. I probably was.
What the hell?
But I'm saying, because I was telling y'all, look, I was sick on that day. I was sick yesterday.
Now you sick.
Nah, I'm not being real. I'm being real. To be honest with you, I'm like 70% right now, being real. You know what I'm saying? Wifey been home a whole damn week because she been sick. Got me sick. You feel me? So again, I was watching the game, but you didn't get like a traditional West where I'm, focused on everything like that. You feel what I'm saying? But I mean, look, regardless, that didn't change how I felt like Teddy looked. I mean, I ain't worried about the numbers. I'm not worried about the numbers. I'm worried about how you looked. How did you look? You didn't look like a veteran. You didn't, and you're gonna say, what do you expect from a backup quarterback? Not this one. This one he's from the crib. This one that they stole from him when they made him get out for concussion protocols and there was nothing wrong with him. You would think when he get his shot again, because I would have felt slighted. I would have been like, how he start? I'm Skylar starting over me. Like I've been cleared protocols, or you feel me? We even know I didn't even have no concussion. You would think that individual would be ready to step up to the plate. I don't care you were back up because they stole from you the week before. You were supposed to be this was supposed to be not your first game, your second game. And we're not going to call that first game a game. The first play he was out. You feel me? And they stole. So you would think that he said he was mad at the press conference. Everybody thought he was going to come back. That person they stole his opportunity. You would think that person would be well prepared, even if you're the backup. You're a veteran. We're not talking about Skylar Thompson. That's really a backup, looking like last week. When they took Teddy out, but I'm like, no, man. The week before when they took Teddy out, when they cheated him, he did not look like he was prepared for it. I'm sorry. Hey, it is what it is. We both be watching the same thing and think two different things. So, but I think we lost
because he was ill prepared. I think it was the offensive line. I totally blame it on that. I think Minnesota's got a pretty good defense. He played well enough for them to win the game.
How they got a good defense?
Played well enough to win the game. How they got a good defense?
We had close to 500 yards in offense, man. I don't know how.
Oh, how
that did not come from Teddy. That did not come from Teddy. That came from
that was Teddy Bridgewater. 300
yard after catch.
And how do you think they get that yards after catch?
Because you got the cheetah and the penguin on the damn team.
And
not
the
because
penguin lost the game. The Penguin lost the game, bro. The
he did. Nah, that last play, he lost that shit. He lost that shit. Water. He know that shit. You seen his ass on the damn sideline, cursing up a storm, wanting to slam his helmet. I mean, yeah, you lost that game, and not only when you fumbled the ball, they scored on the next drive. They scored on the same drive. So of course, yeah, cool. But I mean, we was missing field goals. I mean, everything that could go wrong with the Dolphins didn't happen in the last three weeks. Why? Because the arm of the almighty Tua is not there. You know what I'm saying? The arm of the almighty Tua. Now, let's see what's going to happen when his ass come back. He going to be like, yo, Wes, you see, that's why I fuck with your ass, man. You've been holding me down. Marcus going to go ahead and anoint Teddy Bridgewater like he's doing something, and he's clearly nothing. Wes, salute. And I'm going to be like, yeah, Tua, you feel me? I got to hold it down for the squad. You feel me? Because Marcus, he's being a homie right now. He's being a guy that used to follow these individuals when he was covering high school football for Football Hotbed. He don't want to say anything negative about Teddy Bridgewater because they got some type of rapport with each other. So I expect it. You feel me? It's all good.
All I'm saying is that he played well enough.
Hold up. I like that shirt. Yeah. That's Kane's County right there? Hold up. Wait.
This shirt I'm wearing? Nah, this Florida A&M, baby.
Oh.
My alma mater. But
okay. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, this can't be.
Yeah. Coming soon, though. But, but yeah, man, like I just don't feel that Teddy Bridgewater should be blamed for this game. Like, you are doing.
No blame at all?
I'm going to blame it on Jalen Waddle. If there's any player, one particular player I could blame it on, is Jalen Waddle. I mean, the defense, I think, played good enough until that last run to Dalvin Cook. Jason Sanders, the kicker, he needs to be making kicks if he's being paid like one of the highest paid kickers in the league. You should be able to make 50-yarders. This is not 1999 when a 50-yarder wasn't really, was hard. Now people are hitting 60-yarders. So I'm expecting Jason Sanders to make those kicks. And you were down your best offensive lineman, who Tua had his best offensive lineman in the 3 games that they won. So I hope hope both of them come back. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But if Teron Armstead doesn't come back and you got those other guys in there, it's probably going to be trouble again. Hopefully, he doesn't turn the ball over as Tua sometimes does. Overall, I believe in Tua. I believe he can make it happen. I'm rooting for the kid. I hope you saw the documentary with him, because since you were 2-on, you should be one of those guys. And by the way,
I thought you seen the light. You like, well, wait. I thought a few weeks back you seen the light. Now hold up, it's like, yeah, I'm a 2-on, but you're a fan too now. You don't left the dark side. You left the dark side. You feel me? So come on now.
It wasn't no dark side. It was reality. I keep it real. I don't let my emotions get the best of me, bro. Like, what I see is what I see. For me, what I saw from Tua. Hold on, I gotta plug this computer in.
Yeah, what you saw from Tua was not Teddy.
What I saw from Tua last year was just as bad of what I saw from Tua. Teddy.
You can't say that. See, but
just as bad.
Marcus, like, we already went through this already. Last year, we both said that he was supposed to be out the whole year, his first year. Like, come on, man. This is his real first year. Let's be real. We already went through this. Like, no,
it's not. This is third year, ain't it? It's third year, ain't it?
Yeah, but come on, man. They're still an opportunity from him. They keep throwing Fitzpatrick in the damn game. Like, come on, man. I mean, you know what it is. Stop pretending like you didn't know what we both said before when we drafted Tua. They never really gave him a shot. Like, let's be real. Clearly, they didn't give him a shot. And not just that, he was not 100%. Now he's 100%. He's dropping down.
I give him that. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, this is still an opportunity for him to really show that, hey, one, the concussion is not phasing him. He'll be all right. But I'm worried. I'm worried because of that O line. And that O line, to me, him and Waddle, well, the O line and Waddle, to me, is the reason why the Dolphins lost on Sunday. And this upcoming Sunday against Pittsburgh, the good thing about this game is, from what I've seen, is that Pittsburgh doesn't really have a good pass defense. I think they actually got the worst pass defense to receivers. So Tyreek Hill is likely going to eat big time as long as Tua can get him the ball. I am worried about that protecting. I think Minnesota's defense is better than Pittsburgh, so the opportunity is there. Yeah, if he doesn't perform, then I'm gonna be, very disappointed in Tua if he does not perform to his ability, given those stats. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, Pittsburgh, they playing with Mitch Trubisky, man. So I doubt Tua really has to do much to win this game, to be honest, because it looks like Kenny Pickett, who's a rookie, likely not going to play, and you're going to have Mitch Trubisky that you have to outduel. I don't see that really being an issue for the Dolphins, who that defense is going to be hungry to perform. So that he just has to not lose the game, and if he somehow loses the game,
you sound like the same old Marcus, man.
And if he somehow loses the game. What you mean, same old Marcus?
You just don't lose the game. Just don't lose the game. You said that last time.
I'm back on
just don't lose the game. Oh my God.
I'm saying if he loses the game, then I'm back on the dark side, like you said.
Yeah, I know you're looking at wifey, and wifey like, damn, you did say that last time, and she's probably giving you the eye like, yeah, you did say that. You was wrong last time too. Just don't lose the game, and then you remember the actual reaction. He didn't lose the game. I mean, you was the defense won the game. I'm like, it's a team game sometimes. Like, come on, Marcus, you're saying the same thing.
I think the defense is gonna play well enough. They gonna put Tua in a situation to win, so that's why I think, hey,
you don't sound like
lose the game.
Yo, you don't sound like somebody that's too confident with Tua, because
the way the O-line looked on Sunday, they looked trash.
I mean, yeah, but it's expected. I think Teron Armstead is supposed to come back. One, I think Austin Jackson was supposed to be coming back, but to be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie though. I be thinking that they be sabotaging Teddy sometimes. GOD, because that play when he had got injured, like the previous game, or supposedly got injured, concussion protocol, it was the same thing in preseason. This is very exact play. It was like identical, and same hit. Same, almost got a safety. I think in the preseason he got a safety, something like that. I really don't think that they want him on the team. That's one. You feel me? No, I'm just pulling that out there. They sabotage him a little bit on that end. You feel me? At least, I know it's people gonna be like, Wes, here go you always, thinking outside of the box, and you really think that they're trying to? I don't know. It just seemed like they have better plays for Skylar Thompson. It looked like, the O-line, even though the O-line was still trash with Skylar, it just looked like there was more trash with Teddy. You know what I mean? And that's one. But as far as with the Pittsburgh game, look, man, Tua's going to ball like a dog, man. And you know why he going to ball like a big dog with big, heavy nuts? It's because Brian Flores is over there. Yo, the guy that been trying to sabotage me for the longest. Now I got to prove to your garbage ass with your weak ass defense, I'm going to be dropping dimes. You're going to see 50-yard bombs, you feel me, from Waddle and Tyreek Hill. And you're going to see Brian Flores just looking crazy, and Tomlin gonna be like, damn, I don't know why the hell I hired your bitch ass, man. You feel me? I mean, we already don't have a good relationship with the Dolphins because we in the AFC as well, division rivals. But now you're here, and Minka's here too. Oh my God, the one that snubbed the damn Dolphins. Oh, it's gonna be on and popping. Tool's gonna be dropping them dimes. Marcus gonna be over there like,
I hope so, bro.
No, you don't. You hope the defense look good and Tua just win the game. You feel me?
I don't care about being right. I care about the Dolphins winning. You know, it doesn't matter about me being right about any situation. If he surprises me, I will be happy, cheering.
Well, we clearly know you was wrong about Tua.
Was I though?
Yeah, you was. The only thing excuse me, you was right. You was not like everybody thought he couldn't throw the ball. Everybody, like, you didn't think that he was accurate, the most accurate quarterback in the NCAA history.
Oh, here we go.
You was the one that said that he couldn't throw 50-yard bombs. We already established that. You the one that keeps saying it's underthrown, but it still was a touchdown. You were just like all these other people that's not from Miami that seem like you have nothing but negative things to say about Tua. I did not forget. Even though you came from the darkness and jumped into the light, I still remember. So again, just like what you said earlier, Tua, just don't lose the game. You feel me? That's what you said before when he was balling like a big dog. You feel me? And he's gonna do it again. And I'm gonna be right here to rub it in your face again. I'm gonna be like, Marcus, you feel me? And you better hope that it's the same O-line. I hope Teron Armstead don't come back or Austin Jackson, and he still ball like a dog. And then we got on this Eddie topic again.
That's the difference between me and you. I don't want all of that happen. I want the whole offensive line to be there, and I want Tua to ball like a dog, like you said. Like, that's the difference between me and you. I ain't trying to prove myself. I just am telling you what I see and what I am hoping for. Based on what I see.
Yeah, I mean, we're both the Dolphins fans, so we don't care how we actually win, but sometimes I want to be damn right. In this situation right now, I want it to be the same O-line. So your argument that you had 15 minutes ago about Teddy, how can you throw the ball with an O-line not doing nothing for you? Tua come in, the almighty arm of Tua. And he go ahead and drop dimes with the same O-line. I'm going to be like, Marcus, what happened to your argument, Marcus? That's what I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Same O-line. Our starting left tackle is gone. Our starting right tackle is gone. Our quarterback is back, the almighty arm of Tua, and he's dropping dimes. So what you going to say? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
That's what you want, huh?
Yeah, no, besides the win.
Since that's what you want.
Besides the win.
You're not going to turn me against my team. So I just want to say that. You're not going to turn me against the Dolphins. That will not be happening. West Sports Podcast. You know what I'm saying? So I do, however, want to see if Tua can do it without the offensive linemen that we said have been out. If he does that, then yeah, I'm going to be even more elated about this quarterback than I'm already are. I'm already elated about the quarterback. I didn't forget about those first 3 games. He balled like a dog, like you said. And if he can do that without Teron Armstead and Austin Rivers.
Jackson.
Wait, Austin Jackson? Austin Rivers is a basketball player. Austin Jackson. Then yeah, I'm gonna be even more happy because then I feel like, okay, well, he don't need an O-line like last year because you were obviously given that excuse last year, one of the excuses. And he don't do it with. I mean, I'm also not wishing this. Of course, I don't even want to say it, but if he could do it without playmakers that he has, then of course I'm going to be like, okay, well, Tua is an exceptional quarterback. Like he's amazing, he's outstanding. But if he has a full O-line and he does have Tyreek Hill and he does have Jalen Wild not turning the ball over like he did, then that's what I'm expecting from Tua. That's the bar. Tua, that's why I say you better not lose the game because if all those things are in your corner, you got the O-line, you got your receivers, Gesicki's out there, you got your running backs, then you have no excuses. That's why I'm saying, like, if you find a way to lose this game, that's when I'm gonna come down on you, Wes.
Oh yeah, come down.
That's why I'm gonna let you have it.
Calm down, but you already
it's gonna
know
be
that's not
machine
going to
gun
happen.
funk, baby. It's gonna be machine gun funk.
Look, man, everybody got a dream.
Biggie style.
Everybody got a dream, and that's your dream. It's not gonna come true. I'm just telling you straight up. You feel me? There's no way, and you know that shit too. There's no way. Tua been waiting for this damn game. It's just funny how, I mean, people said that he could have played the last game, but it's just funny that he's gonna be coming back the game that that quarterback hated me. That quarterback. Not quarterback, but that head coach hated me. That head coach tried to sabotage me. That head coach hired who? You don't even know who was the offensive coordinator. We had 3 of them talking to Tua at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You think that he's not waiting to drop dimes? Come on, man. If it's not any other game, maybe if it was another game. But just because it's this game, you know he's going to be balling. And I know you know that shit too. He's been waiting for this game, man. It's kind of like when San Antonio, when we beat San Antonio in the finals, when they came out with the thinking that they're gonna win a championship and put the tape around the actual arena, and then the next year they just came and just destroyed us. That's what I think is gonna happen right now. You already told me like they have one of the worst, if not the worst, pass defense in the league right now. Oh my God, really? You know Tua's gonna be going ahead. Come on, man. He gonna go ahead and put them crosses under his eyes. You know what I'm saying? And then, boy, he's gonna be like, boy, he gonna walk on water. Like I'm saying, he gonna be walking on water, boy. Trust me, boy. Come on, man. Jesus on his side, boy. Come on now. God is on his side. Yeah.
All right. So how do you think this game's gonna turn out points wise? I'll give you the spread. Well, I'll let you guess the spread. What do you think?
All right. I think the Dolphins gonna win by at least a touchdown. At least. So let me just say, if Tua's gonna be balling like a dog, you feel me? Because you know our offense been kind of suspect. I know it's gonna be at least 25 points. So just because it's Tua, I'm gonna go ahead and say 32 to about 24.
32-24. Okay, you was right on the money with the
Really?
spread.
Really?
They're favored by a touchdown to beat 7 points exactly to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I feel like I need more information before I make it. I feel like I need more information. Like I need to know who's playing and who's not, because let's just say as is. Like let's just say nobody comes back. It was the same offense that we saw on Sunday. I think the Dolphins still win. I do think Tua commits a turnover. I do think that. Think he'll throw an interception or fumble. Right? But I think the defense is going to cause like 2, maybe 3 turnovers, because Mitch Trubisky is a bum, and you know he's a bum. And he shouldn't have never been drafted, whatever pick he was drafted. I know he was first overall, but I think it was maybe the 3rd pick, something like that in the draft. Mm-hmm. He's been a bum. He's a bust. He shouldn't be in the league. And that's why he got replaced a couple weeks ago by a rookie who just came in the league. And, you know, I think he won maybe 1 game. Then he got hurt in the last game. He's back in there. I don't trust Mitch Trubisky at all. I think it's the defense that really comes through for the Dolphins in this game, because I know they mad. They played such a great game last time, and they just gave up the last play at the end when you had 2 missed tackles, two guys diving for the play at the same time, ran into each other basically, and Dalvin Cook, who was having a sorry ass game, got loose. So I think the Dolphins definitely win, and they win by a touchdown, maybe even more. So I'm gonna say 27. I don't think Pittsburgh scored as much as you said. I think it's gonna be 27-13. 27-13.
Your score do sound better than mine. You feel me? Because for real, I ain't gonna lie to you. After you broke down Trubisky and the injury to the quarterback, and then Trubisky coming back and knowing that they had gave up on him, that's the only fire that may be under his belt right now. But he's trash. So
yeah, and this is a Sunday night game. I want to point out, so it's going to be a feature game
for the almighty Tua
of the night. So that crowd's going to be rocking, and they're going to be happy that Tua's back, just like every other Dolphins fan, including myself, is back. I just want to point that out. I'm happy Tua's back. I've been sad seeing Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater go out there, man. Like, because it reminds me of the old sorry ass Dolphins, man.
Yeah,
when Tua is in there, I feel like, okay, this is new. This is the rejuvenated Dolphins. This is the Dolphins that could possibly make a run in the playoffs. But for what we've seen in these last 3 weeks, losing to the sorry ass Jets, losing to the Vikings, it's just, and then losing that first game to the Bengals, we should have won all three of them. And I think if Tua was in there, we would probably won all three of them games.
That's why I feel we're going to win. Every game, we're always close. And every game is always a whole bunch of bullshit that it's like we're cursed. Again, like we've been saying, it's like what can happen will happen with the Miami Dolphins. Every week. You feel me? Multiple times during the game. You feel me? Look, Nick Needham is gone now. Like we already, I didn't want to see Noah Iggy. I didn't want to see Noah in the damn game, and now we got to depend on his garbage ass to hold shit down. So I don't know. It's cool. Tua's gonna do his thing. I don't need to praise Tua anymore. Everybody know how I feel about my dog. My dog came back. What you think's gonna happen when you have the most accurate quarterback in NCAA history on your team? He's gonna be dropping dimes, and that's what's gonna happen. And the win's gonna just keep coming. And Marcus gonna always say that it's the defense, and Tua just don't lose the game. So he's gonna do it for you, Marcus. Don't worry about it.
Let's go Tua, man. Let's go Tua. I hope you're all right. I'm pretty sure you are right for the last game, but the NFL is hating on the Dolphins. With this whole concussion nonsense. I do want to point out that whole game with Teddy against the Jets. I feel like they would have beat the Jets if Teddy would have just played the game. But the first play of the game, he gets knocked out, and they wanted to say it was a quote unquote wobble. And then when you replay, you don't see no wobble nowhere, nothing like that. So it feels like the NFL has some kind of vendetta out against the Dolphins, and it's just for like the public eye. It's just for the public, the court of public opinion. That's the only reason why. And
nah, that's not the only reason why. The beaches, the women, the weather. The reason why.
Too.
Also,
that too. But yeah. So now I feel like this should be a redemption game. That I haven't talked about the Dolphins at all for the past couple of weeks for good reason. They're losing, but you're keeping our players out of the game. It's just ridiculous. I actually think Minnesota is a good team. They shut down Justin Jefferson for the most part, who arguably is the best wide receiver in the league right now. They pretty much shut down him for the entire game. X-Man. I was basically surprised. I was just like, oh man, I know he's gonna go off, and he didn't go off in the game. That one lucky ass play to Dalvin Cook, and those two sorry ass fumbles by Jalen Waddle, or one drop, one fumble, whatever. That's why I'm at. But anyways, we gonna move on, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. I do think the Dolphins win. But let's talk about the Heat, man. The Heat start their season this week. We haven't really been talking about the Heat much because obviously it's been the off season and we didn't make basically no moves. But we did re-sign Tyler Hero to a long-term deal. We haven't touched on this.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, so Tyler Hero got re-signed to some gazillion dollars. I don't remember what the actual number was, but it felt like it was
130 for 4 years.
For me, it seemed like too much, bro. Like, I mean, and you know me, I'm Team Tyler Hero all day. I have been ever since the inception of this podcast. I've been Team Tyler Hero, but for me, now I'm not saying they shouldn't have signed him. I'm okay with it signing Tyler Hero, but because somebody was gonna sign him, and he's still young, he's still like 20 years old, man. He can't even drink yet legally, and for him to get that type of deal, to me, I don't know if Chris can put the actual number up here on the screen.
I think he got 140 for 4 years. 120 or 140 for 4 years.
Yeah, that just seems like an astronomical number, bro. I
can't believe that's coming out your mouth.
I'm just saying, it's just the money. I mean, like I said, in Team Tyler Hero, I wanted him to stay. I want him to stay. Obviously, I feel like you need a guy like him to develop, hopefully, into a really dynamic scorer, because that's what you need. You got Jimmy Butler. He's kind of the all-around player, the best all-around player that the Heat got by far, as far as defense, scoring, facilitating, best all-around player by far. But you need a guy who needs to just get you buckets, and he's supposed to be a bucket, like he say, right?
He is.
And he is a bucket, right?
He is.
So, one, I need you to get buckets, but you know what else I do say though, right? And this was the problem with him in the playoff last year. What was the problem, Wes? He was not available, you know, and the best ability is availability, and he was injured when we needed him the most. What I wanted to see was some kind of deal for Kyle Lowry to happen in the offseason, and that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I would want to see
what an extended contract or us dealing his garbage ass away.
Dealing him.
Okay. Because I'm like, you had to clear that up, boy. Marcus. I'm like, hold up, boy.
Yeah, bro, like dealing him somewhere. Because, like, come on, man. Like, Kyle Lowry, his big booty ass should have been somewhere else, man. Come on, man. You could tell, like, he was trying to drag himself across the court during the playoffs, and he was inconsistent as hell with the shot. I would have liked to see somebody else or dealt with somebody, but hey, it is what it is. We're gonna run it back as we do, and I trust in Pat Riley and what he does, and we'll see what happens. But what's your take on the season, bro?
Man, the season's, I think we're good. You know, I mean, Jay Crowder, I think that we're getting Jay Crowder. That's one. So PJ Tucker actually leaving to go to the 76ers is not too much of a negative for me. Because, you know, for me, PJ Tucker, I know he was in shape, but he just looked like a little too bulky, you know, being in Miami, you know, and I think that was a lot that he could have done more, you know, last year, and he was not available like that last year. Anyway, I think the team that's really coming back is kind of like the bubble, as far as when we had Tyler Hero dropping dimes, you know, us you know, leaning on Jimmy Butler, and then now we got this new rookie Jovic. You got Bam Adebayo that he's been everybody kind of been balling in the preseason. We don't normally talk preseason basketball, maybe preseason football, but nobody really talk preseason basketball. I've watched a few of the games. Tyler Hero did look like he deserved that contract, and it kind of made me feel some type of way how you was talking. Like, you talking about you the one that want the players to get the bag. So now that he got the bag, and then now you're like, I think we could have got him for it. I'm like, what? No. Marcus want every player, NFL, NBA, soccer, whatever it is, he wants you to collect the bag. So saying that you know, you surprised, you think that, you know, like it's a little bit too much. I'm surprised that's coming out of your mouth, out of anybody. You want the person to get the bag, so it's different. You know, it's you know, but a new year, a new leaf. You know, it's all good. but I think that he's gonna go ahead and do good. Like you said, Pat Riley, you're gonna go ahead and put your money on Pat Riley when it comes to the Miami Heat. He ain't do us bad. I mean, we're one of the youngest franchises in the NBA, and I think we got already like 3 or 4 championships. I remember when they used to go ahead and give the free tickets at Burger King when we were younger because we were so damn garbage, and people didn't even want them shits. So just the plain fact that, you know, that we're good, just the plain fact that they hate us because of the heat, the beaches, the women, and the weather, and now they hating us because we got the Miami Heat doing what we doing now, making it to the Eastern Conference Finals and them not talking about us, you know, making it to the finals in the bubble and they still not talking about us. I think all that is a good thing, you know, because they hate us, and that's always going to be motivation, especially for Jimmy Butler. I love the plain fact that he took the extensions out. I was like, yes, thank God, because
he did. Thank you.
He took him out. You feel me?
Thank
I told
you.
you. He said he was only. He said he wanted just a little attention in the off season. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel him because they don't talk about the damn Miami Heat. Now I would have go ahead and not took it that way, like, because it's just is like I was looking at him kind of crazy. I'm like,
I was too.
What's going on? Like, did you take the oath, my brother? But I was not sure, you know. But hey, it is
oath.
nothing. You feel me? Because I was like, you know, but hey, it is what it is, you know. But as far as if we talking about just basketball and not the extensions and this, that, and the other, I think the Miami Heat is bound to do better than we did last year. Of course, we're healthier. I know Kyle Lowry, we're both, you know, giving him the business, and even Pat Riley. So, you know, he's in shape now. I seen him in the preseason. He do look in shape. Everybody look in shape. Tyler Hero looked like he gained a lot of muscle. So that availability that you want, he's going to be there, because that's what happens when you're a younger player in the league. You know, even Jordan used to be skinny as hell until he bulked up to play against the bad boys. So as far as with Tyler Hero, you need to bulk up to play in the Eastern Conference, because you got teams like the Boston Celtics with the defense. You got the 76ers. Excuse me. You got the Milwaukee Bucks, and you got a few other teams that look like they're a little heavier, and you know they're gonna go ahead and try to do what they do to keep you out of the game, as far as like throwing some bodies at you. So for me, just do what you've been doing the last few years. Just stay healthy. I don't need to worry about your scoring. I don't need to worry about you creating your shot, creating for your team. We know what you do. You know, we call you Baby Goat for a reason. We call you a bucket for a reason. It's just that you was injured. You know what I'm saying? They was knocking him the first time when he was in the bubble, but then we find out that he was having a kid. You know, it's just like, you know, people don't be knowing what people have in their personal lives, and they be thinking that everything is sweet. But look, things happen. Like I just told you, you heard me. I told you I had a cold, and you didn't want to believe me, and you hear me dying live, which you so lying.
I believe you.
You feel me? I was trying to hold that cough for a second. It just couldn't hold no more. But yeah. As far as with the Heat, I think that the Heat gonna do their thing. Every team that they felt was gonna make it to the championship last year didn't make it. Every team in the NFL as well that they thought was gonna be great, they're not looking great right now. Yeah, we're talking about the NBA, but my whole point is, you don't know who's the best until you actually figure it out in the end. People that look good in the beginning, you know, the season on wear on them, and then they're injured, and then, you know, they can't make it to the past the second round. I mean, you seen what happened to the Brooklyn Nets. Wasn't healthy. You seen what happened to us. We weren't healthy. So as long as you healthy and you keep a core that is real good, which I think we do have. We do have a coaching staff that develop all our players. And Jovic, man, I don't know if you just seen this rookie boy. Look at here. Whatever, like, he's balling, boy. He like, man, he could play point guard too, and he tall as hell. People talking about Ben Simmons. No. Our guy can play defense. He can play offense. He can play point guard. You know, he could create his own shot. He could shoot threes. I'm like, yeah, ain't you supposed to be somebody in the paint? You feel what I'm saying? And he's looking good for a rookie. And the veterans on the team is already saying that as well. You feel me? The same thing they said about Tyler Hero is the same thing that they're saying about Jovic. So for me, We do know that we got a clear good future as far as with Tyler Hero, even though you don't think that he should have got paid all that money. We got Jovic, a rookie. We got him in a good salary. And even in regards to our starting point guard, Kyle Lowry, I'm not sure if this is his last year. It should be his last year. I don't remember his contract with us, if it was a 1 or 2 year, 2 or 3 year deal. I think it was a 2 year deal. Hopefully it's a 2 year deal. We could go ahead and probably win a championship with his ass, get rid of him. Jimmy Butler, you're older. We'll have you for like another 3 more years, and then we'll go ahead and hand the reins over to Tyler Hero and Jovic with Bam Adebayo. Everybody's already paid. We got Bam locked up for a few years. He just got paid that money. Tyler Hero just got paid that money. Jovic is a rookie. The supporting cast, like it is reasonable. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know where they're getting all this money from. You feel me? Because I mean, everybody's getting paid. You got Jimmy Butler getting paid, Bam getting paid. You know, Tyler Hero's getting paid. What's his name? Kyle Lowry, even though he's garbage, he's getting paid. You know what I'm saying? And we do know Robinson. Oh my God, Duncan Robinson's getting paid. But I ain't gonna lie though, Duncan Robinson in the preseason, he looked like the old Duncan Robinson. Okay. So hopefully he can capitalize on that, because especially seeing that Tyler Hero got paid as well. And we haven't traded Duncan Robinson. We haven't done this. We haven't done that. He already said.
Do we still got Strus and
Yes.
We still got the other young boy, the light skinned dude, point guard, Gabe Vincent.
Strus. We got both.
The other dude, he's kind of lanky. He's a defender. He can shoot threes. Light skinned dude with braids.
Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin. We still got Caleb Martin too.
Still got Caleb Martin. I think he's starting at the 4. I think he's starting at the 4. You know, so we're going back to small ball. The like you said, you just named the core pieces. Everybody's here. If they balled last year and the year before, why would I think that they're not going to be better this year? Which I think they're going to be. Not Caleb Martin, but Strus lost a lot of weight, gained some muscles, a lot of muscle. You feel me? So that's another thing that's positive. You got to understand, when you come in this culture, man, you're going to go ahead and really feel what the Miami Heat is actually doing as a collective, because even PJ Tucker was talking about the Miami Heat as far as with the culture. He's an older player. They kept him in shape. This, that, and the other.
I feel some kind of way about PJ Tucker leaving, though. The way he left. He talking about he always wanted to. I mean, not to say that I wanted to keep him, but just the fact that he said, he always wanted to play with somebody over there. Like, so you were playing over here wanting to be somewhere else. I mean, that's the part for me, you know.
He won, and I think that's the same thing that Pat Riley's seen. That's why they let him go. It's like, you know, even though he was good on the Miami Heat, for me, it's just his whole demeanor is not Miami, even though it's toughness, though. That's the thing that contradicts, because Miami's toughness, but it's just something about him.
He was the thing is, it was this. He was a good defender, and he shot threes and made them most of the time when he was open. The only thing was that he complained, and he was like this, always trying to beg for calls type of thing, and that's not really something that he coached.
Well, it's not. I mean, Dwayne Wade learned that later in his career. Even some plays where he complained so much in the offense and the both teams are on the other side of the court while you're still complaining with a ref, you know. And I think that's what it is. I'm like, we're not used to being crybabies. I don't like crybabies on our team. Same thing like Kyle Lowry, floppers. I don't like that shit. Even though they're on our team, you know, I'll take it, you know, but I clearly don't like it, because I hate when people do it to us. So that's the only two things. But for me, the Miami Heat's gonna be well. The Miami Heat's gonna do what they do.
So we win the East.
I don't know if we win the East or not, to be honest with you, because
you said I don't know. I was totally expecting you to be like,
I really don't know if we're gonna win the East. What you mean? Like, are we gonna be? my whole thing when it always be the Miami Heat, I just want to be top 4, because I don't really care where we are because I think that we could beat anybody. But
I'm talking about like, are we gonna be in the NBA Finals? Is what I mean.
Oh, hell yeah, definitely. Like, why wouldn't we be in the NBA Finals? I mean, I think we're better than Brooklyn. I think that we're better than. Really, I wanted to play Milwaukee last year. I think if we played Milwaukee, we would have went to the damn finals. You know what I'm saying? Especially without a Middleton in the game. But hey, I think this year the Miami Heat is going to be better. The Miami Heat is going to have that individual to take that shot. It's not going to be Jimmy Butler taking that 3. It's going to be Tyler Hero. And not just that, but I seen Jimmy Butler practicing all throughout the offseason, and he was wet at the 3. And, sometimes people they may not want to believe it, but that was the same thing with Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd came into the NBA, and he couldn't even shoot 3s. And then he wound up being one of the best 3-point shooters in the game. Same thing with Chauncey Billups. You know what I'm saying? Like individuals that look at LeBron, even though he's not as consistent with the 3, I mean, he's better with the 3. He's better with a lot of different things. So I expect that from our team, especially if we're known for developing players, if we're known for being loyal to our players. And when you're loyal to your players are going to be loyal to you. Your players going to put their body on the line and take that extra step, working out, film room, all that, because they know that you got their back too. I mean, look, you have Crowder. He went to the Phoenix Suns and he want to come back. Why? Because your owner is a racist. Why? Because now he got to sell the team. Well, you don't have that dysfunction when you talk about Mickey Arison and the Miami Heat and with Pat Riley. Everything is what you expect. Everything that you see today is what you're going to see tomorrow. And what you're going to see 10 years from now. You're going to see grit. You're going to see a head coach that is a reasonable head coach. He's gonna go on matchups. I could care less about the numbers. Next man up. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to expect the same thing that we've been expecting with the Miami Heat, and that's putting everything on the table. Looking at Jimmy Butler in the bubble, exerting all that energy, tired as hell because you left everything on the court, and that's what I expect.
I hope so, man. I really do. I hope so. I mean, to me, in the East, it's going to be the same teams that's going to be contending with us, which is Boston, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any other teams finishing above us than those teams during the regular season. Like you said, I'm okay with us finishing 4th as long as we get home court at least in the first round.
Yep,
we Gucci. But I'm not so sure how things are going to turn out. I don't really know because I haven't really been watching them. I haven't seen the rookie play. I don't even really know what's going on with these other teams, if they made any major moves, but it sounds like that every team is pretty much the same. Brooklyn, I just don't believe in Brooklyn, man, because I feel the same way I felt last year. They are not deep enough to get to the finals. And I think injuries will be a factor with them, just like last year injuries were a factor. Milwaukee, I mean, I think the only way I think Milwaukee beats us if Middleton just turns into something better than he was in the previous years, which is a possibility, maybe, but I don't really see that happening either. Boston, they going through a whole bunch of controversy right now with their coach. How did we not talk about this controversy, Wes?
We had a lot going on, man. We had a lot going on.
I mean, they coach who was dating Nia Long, by the way. Did we know this? I didn't know this before this shit came out. But dating Nia Long, first of all, you cheating on Nia Long, shame on you. I had the biggest crush on her all the way through high school, when she was on Fresh Prince, when she was on Love Jones, when she was on, even when she got thick and she was on Soul Food, I still was feeling Nia Long, So you cheated on her with some executive person. It feels like it was a setup, straight up, and that's how things go. And they must have wanted him out I turned dark. But they must have wanted him out based on this whole controversy, So it was just a weird situation altogether. So I just think Boston seemed like they just don't have enough. I don't believe in the young boy, the light skinned dude. I don't think he's really ready for Jaylen Brown. Not Jaylen Brown.
Not Jaylen Brown. The other
Jason
guy.
Tatum. Jason Tatum. I think he's a great player. I'd love to have him on the Heat. I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't think he's ready yet to take that next step to be a true, legitimate superstar. And I would keep Jimmy Butler over him just because of the all around game. And I know that hopefully Jimmy Butler was working on his threes in the offseason.
He was balling.
Because if he that's really the last piece for him to be a real true superstar. If he could start hitting that three like consistently and instead of like one game here and there, he's hot, then he's gonna be like top five player.
Even Bam is shooting threes.
The one highlight I did see Bam hit a three, and I was like, okay. So yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna roll with the Heat. It's always Heat over anybody else. Now those teams in the West, they good. Golden State, I'm sure is gonna be back. Memphis, I think could have beaten Golden State last year if John Morant didn't get hurt. So I think they're gonna be a contender. And I don't believe in the Lakers. I just don't think they're gonna come out the West. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But I'm rolling with the Heat. I think they could still make it to the NBA Finals and win it. And most people who not from Miami or not a Heat fan are gonna listen and be like, "Oh, he's just being a homer." But that's genuinely how I feel. I mean, yeah, there may be some of that in there, but for the most part, I try to think logically and I try to think realistically. And I think Miami is a deep team. They are one of the best defenses in the league. And when fully healthy, I don't see a team beating them. The only reason why they lost is because they weren't fully healthy, and the only reason why they lost to the Lakers in the finals is because they weren't fully healthy. You lose Dragic and basically Bam trying to play not 100%. So yeah, I think the Heat get it done this year as long as they can stay healthy, especially if you're talking about that rookie is doing the stuff that you say he's doing.
He is.
Then he's the missing piece then, because I don't know how you can guard that type of size and that type of agility on the perimeter, and then still also have players like Bam, Hero, and Jimmy Butler, driving to the basket. That seems impossible to really stop. Plus the defense, yeah. I'm rolling with the Heat all day. Let's go. Who they play on Wednesday? I don't know who.
Chicago. They would play Chicago.
That's gonna be a win. We usually always beat Chicago. They only got what's his name, DeRozan over there, who's a good player, but he's just their best player on one team. Zach LaVine, I think he's good, but not great. We don't shut that down, and yeah, let's go Heat.
Yeah, definitely. As far as what the, before we jump on the next topic with the head coach of the Boston Celtics, it definitely was a setup. I just don't like the way they did him though. You know what I'm saying? Yes, Nia Long, but it ain't the same Nia Long. I know we all had a crush on Nia Long, but she already have a kid. She's looking a little older.
Yeah, man, it's Nia Long, bro.
Nah, she looking a little older, but she don't look like Love Jones. Like she, but I'll still take it. I'll still choose my wife first.
You can keep going. I'm gonna pull it up for myself. I want to see what it looked like. I want to see what it looked like, man.
But yeah, I didn't like the way they it was consensual. I mean, the only thing is he slept with, I guess, one of the executives' wives, and she's a Mormon. You know what I'm saying? Mormons, you know what I'm saying? Them women, they normally don't be outside like that. You know what I'm saying? So she finally done got a real dude in the building and she had to give him the crevice. You know what I'm saying? So I think that, I think that's what really happened. She like, yo, they had them shirts. Once you go, you never come back. I think that's exactly what happened in this situation. But I just don't like the way they did him because it's consensual and they basically kind of blackballing him. If you're going to fire him and have him go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? They're basically holding on to him. So he, you're going to get paid, but you can't do nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
I pulled up the Nia Long IG and she looks the same. But at the same time, I don't see any body photos. All the photos are from like the neck up. So I'm not sure, if it's like what it used to be. But from the neck up, she looks the same. Her face looks the same.
Let me see too. You feel me? Yeah, another face
a body photo.
Yeah, she still look good, but you can see that she's older. You can tell by the eyes. You can tell.
Right. She was in this movie, Best Man Holiday. That's right. That wasn't that long ago.
I'm looking at her. She looks okay, but I mean
she doesn't look bad enough where I would be like, you know what, it's time for me to step out on the young girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for pulling that up. I didn't even see you pulling that up.
See, I don't know but when it comes to the Mormons, you feel me? I don't know. It probably was not even the plain fact that Nia Long don't look good. It's just the plain fact that you like Mormons normally are, religious. They normally say one person, this, that, and the other. I think it just was a thrill for him. I don't think it's just like, oh, she looked better than Nia Long. Matter of fact, I think I seen how the girl looked. And I think she was a bad one too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It can't be. I don't know many black Mormons. You know what I'm saying? So the picture that I had seen, she was supposedly black. So if she's black, I'm like, how are you a Mormon? But I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Mormon religion and stuff like that. I don't know if it's just a Caucasian thing or if it's just a community thing, whereas a group of people live in one city and y'all kind of follow the same kind of beliefs. I really don't know. I'm pretty
sure there's some black Mormons out there, but I'm pretty sure it's like 1%.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, I've never really seen every movie, and it's a Mormon. I've never seen someone black. It is always someone else Caucasian. So for me, I think it just was a thrill thing that it's a Mormon. And it's just like when you were a kid and your teacher, oh my God, my teacher, oh, that's her? I thought she was black. Oh, who the hell that black person was then? Unless he slept with multiple people, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to find that. I'm gonna find it though, Chris. But I'm like,
yeah, I thought she was white too. So I was a little surprised when you said that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had seen a picture of a black. I'm like,
no, I thought she was white. No, I was surprised when you said she was black.
See, I thought she was white as well. But then when I seen a picture, I seen it was like a bad. Matter of fact, it was Nia Long assistant. He didn't just sleep.
I think he slept with like multiple
you see what I'm saying? Yes, he slept with Nia Long assistant.
So he wrong though, man. Like he wrong. Like we married dudes, so like this shit is wrong. Like if you really felt that way, then you should just end it and then just go on your merry way.
Marcus, but I agree with you 100%. But I'm looking at his name, Ime Udoka. I don't know if he's African. Africans have a different way of being with a person. Some of them have like 5 wives. You seen what's his name? Akon just said he had multiple wives. What's his name? Michael Blackson just said he had multiple wives. All of them are African. You know what I'm saying? You may live in the United States, but all of them are African. So I don't know their tradition. Just by his name, I don't know his background. I don't know if he's just. I know you're black, but I don't know if you you're like these individuals because Akon is from Africa. I think from Saigon. You have Michael Blackson. Also, I think I don't know where he's from. Kenya. I'm not sure, but it's a different tradition over there. So I don't know if with him it's the same way. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's like that, then who am I to go ahead and blame? Who am I to say anything? But I mean, you made it seem like you made it seem like you was a one-man person if you're being with Nia Long, because we know she's not African, she's black, but I know she's not going to be trying to share. I'm the women that I know, they don't share. You know what I'm saying? Like they're jealous of anything, you know, like just looking at somebody. I remember when somebody had pulled something off my hair, you know, like a piece of lint. My wife felt some type of way, like, why the hell she's so close to you anyway to even see that? Like, you know, but so again, like in regards to the Ime Udoka situation, I just think that, you know, he got a whole lot of power. He's in Boston, and you know, I normally hear negative things about Boston, but when you got a whole lot of money, then people gonna go ahead and throw it at you sometimes. You feel me? But I just don't like the way they make it seem like he was just the bad guy. Nia Long, your assistant, that's your homegirl. She been your assistant for years. She cheated. It was consensual. Let's not make it seem like he's the big bad wolf and he just stole the sack. No. You gave it up. You gave it up because you was willing and ready.
But same thing when she was married too.
And she was married. You know what I'm saying, Marcus? Like, come on, man.
His sister was married too?
Yeah, but she still got her job though. She still got her job. The Mormon lady, the one that Chris just put up on the screen, she still have her job. If anybody gonna be suspended, both of them need to be suspended without a job. You feel what I'm saying? How you gonna just? It's the big black wolf. You feel me? Coming and destroying everything, even though you was willing and ready. Really? Like, come on, man. We need to like this whole thing nowadays. Right now, making it seem like women are just weak, frail, dumb. That is bull. Your wife is smart. My wife is smart. The women in our lives are smart. Like. How you think just because the media give this narrative that women are weak, because that's exactly what they're saying without saying it. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm gonna believe that? No, man. I'm sorry. Everybody have choices in this world, and you chose as a woman, a married woman at that. Both of them was married at that, to sleep with a married man or someone that was engaged to be married. So, like, if anything, what's worse is the women, because we know women it's more emotional when it comes to sleeping around, when it comes to women. Men, a lot of men, we just think with our other head. Not this one over here, but the one down there. And
but nobody cares about the woman in that situation, because she is basically, I don't want to call her a nobody, but she is not famous. She's not the head coach of the Boston Celtics. So it doesn't really matter so much. Yeah, like she wrong too. Yeah, but people the controversy, the only reason why we're talking about it here on the Mark West Sports Podcast, because he's the coach of the Boston Celtics.
And because they leaked it. I mean, they could have handled it internally. I mean, like, we didn't need to know exactly what happened. Y'all could have just suspended him real quick. But the reason why they suspended him, he smashed his boss's wife. Like, imagine that, man.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
So the dude is he's a slime ball. You gotta admit that. I mean, like, why would you do that? I mean, and if you are going to do that, you gotta make sure that doesn't get out. You know?
How the hell did it get out? That's the thing.
Hey, things happen, man.
Hey, as long as we stay clean, we good, boy. Squeeze me over here.
Exactly. I mean, well. So he ended up losing his job, right? He's no longer the coach of the Boston Celtics.
They suspended him for a year, but they didn't fire him yet. So
they suspended him for a year.
Yeah, for the whole season. Why you don't just fire him?
That is the weirdest shit I've heard.
I was hearing that, I guess, if they suspend you, I forgot where I heard this from, but if they fire you, they got to give you, I guess, the rest of your pay or something like that. But if they suspend you, they don't. I think they don't have to pay you. I heard some shit like that. I don't
Okay,
know if that's
that
true
makes
or what.
sense. So they're not gonna pay him for a year, so they can keep some more bread. I guess that's smart. I guess, but still, like, wow, that's an interesting situation.
Hey, this is what it is. Keep it up there in Boston. Keep it up there in Boston. We'll stay clean down here in South Florida.
Right, and for that reason, that's the reason to bring it all the way back. I don't think they're gonna win the East because you got too much stuff going on. You got your executive wife getting smashed by the head coach. I mean, come on, man, like that's crazy. That's crazy. That would never happen down here in Miami, and if it did, it wouldn't get out in the public.
Man, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah. Have y'all heard about what's been happening in Miami lately? With this stripper called Hennessy?
No.
Oh my God. Marcus. Supposedly there's a transgender stripper
Oh no.
in Miami
Oh no.
that had the whole body changed. The down there changed everything as well. From my understanding is she slept with a whole lot of local rappers, got pictures of them, video of them, right? And now she's exposing all of them. I heard that this particular stripper is in hiding right now because everybody's trying to kill her because you're actually lying to the men. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is I don't have no problem with the LGBTQ community or transgenders in general, but what I do have a problem with is for you to be lying. Now, yo, when I ask you for your number, we just meet each other at the club or in the streets, wherever we're at. I don't think you're gonna be like, hey, I'm a transgender. Like, no, that's not how it works. You're gonna put yourself in a lot of negative situations. A lot of people try to kill you or whoop your ass right then and there. But when I call you to get to know you, hey, my name is Wes. I got a degree in this, that, and the other. I don't have no kids. I do this. You feel me? Blah, 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 blah. When we start to get to know each other, that first conversation, when you're safe at your house and I'm over here at my house, we're just talking on the phone, trying to get to know each other. I think this is the time that you should be telling these individuals like, yo, before we go ahead and move on with anything, you feel me? Gain any feelings, anything. I want to tell you that I'm a transgender. For this particular person, they don't want to tell you anything. They want you to actually sleep with them, do this, that, and the other. And I know some people gonna be like, oh, they shouldn't have to tell you. Like, so the people that have HIV or AIDS or any type of STDs, they shouldn't have to tell anybody anything. Some people gonna be like, it's not the same thing. It is the same thing when you come to a man's pride. You feel me? Because if people, your name is you're like on homosexual and you're not, you're clearly heterosexual, then that can destroy a man. You feel what I'm saying? And for you to be so selfish to not even must tell these individuals, and now you're saying if you don't cash out me or send me $1,000 or a certain amount of money by 12, when you wake up, you're gonna have videos of me and you having sex online, and everybody know you're transgender now. You're gonna have videos like prominent rappers or a lot of known rappers from Miami. You feel me? This individual done got in this little escapade or whatever like that. Now, that's gonna be a major problem because I was telling my wife, I was like, look, when that person gets killed, then that topic will be a big topic. Because look, what you want to do with your life, it's all good. But you can't lie to someone. Like, again, if I'm thinking I'm eating steak, I want to know I'm eating steak. If I'm went to Burger King or anywhere and I wanted to order an Impossible Burger, I know it's an Impossible Burger. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what I'm seeing is what I'm, dealing with. And if it's not, before we do anything, just tell me. You feel me? But what is wrong is for you to go ahead and be manipulating individuals like that. And I think it's unfair. A lot of people aren't probably talking about this topic here locally. They're talking about it, but nationally, this is a problem. You feel what I'm saying? And again, we're in a time in life where everybody should be treated equally, and I think that now that is being washed or overlooked just because of a certain group being looked upon more now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's clearly unfair. But again, you know how dudes in Miami is. Come on, Marcus. People kill people for less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you talking about people. She talking about scammers. She talking about rappers. She talking about up in. I think she even talked about somebody professionally. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But when that person gets killed, then I wonder what everybody's gonna say. Is it fair that these individuals killed that person for lying to them like that? Or no, it shouldn't. Nobody deserves to get killed. I know a lot of people gonna say that. Nobody deserves to get killed. But like, yo, Marcus, imagine somebody did that to your ass. Like, yo.
Yeah. Damn. I mean, that's a heavy situation, a heavy question. First of all, like, I want to be like, what is the benefit for her just to be popular, just to, because you running these dudes' names in the mud because what? Because obviously I'm thinking she looks, if rappers are smashing her, then she obviously looks like a woman, right?
Yeah, from my understanding, yeah.
Yeah.
I see
All right, so she looks like a woman. So it's not like, I don't think anybody would be like, damn. Everybody would be like, damn, yo, you smashed someone that used to be a dude, but you didn't know, right? So would you look at that person differently?
Not really, but that person gonna look at themselves differently. You gonna look at yourself differently.
Yeah. Yeah, if that happened to me, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna have to end my career. I'm gonna have to go to jail. That's just what it is. Those are the thoughts that would run through my head. Like, damn, so I really got to kill somebody right now, or because, like you said, you said it very profoundly that it hurts a man's pride, and there's just certain things you just don't ever want on your name or want your name associated with, and that's definitely one of those things. But at the same time, I don't think people would, like, if my favorite rapper, let me just throw out a rapper, let's say it Nas, right? Like, I found out that Nas smashed a transgender person, but he didn't know. I'm not gonna look, and I see her and she clearly looks like a woman. I'm not gonna look at him any different, I'm gonna be mad at that person, obviously.
Yeah, like me.
For dragging Nas's name in the mud, but I'm not gonna be like, oh damn, this guy's fruity now. No, I'm not gonna think that, so it's terrible because that person is really just taking this stuff lightly, because the situation can result in a situation where someone tries to kill you, threaten you, or maybe even your family members, or just do something harmfully wrong to you.
Yep.
The fact that someone would take something like that so lightly that you feel like it's okay to broadcast it,
and you're extorting them too.
Yeah, and just extorting them is just, that type of stuff needs to be some kind of law behind it. I feel like there should be some kind of rule or law behind something like that, because this is like what y'all was talking about earlier that I kind of jumped in, is a defamation of character. You know, that's something that someone can take you to court for and be like, hey, this person, you know, is running my name through the mud and it's defaming my character, and I want $1 million, or I want her to be in jail if she can't pay it. You know, like it's something like that needs to happen, because it's just absolutely wrong for someone to just not care about someone's pride, image,
Feelings.
likelihood. You know, just that's just terrible.
Yeah, because
Terrible.
remember what happened to Chingy a few years back when Chingy was on top. You know what I'm saying? And then it came out that you know he slept with a transgender woman, and his career, you never heard from him ever again. You
But
know, and
Chingy wasn't really a good rapper anyway, so that's not really a.
no. Trust me. No. Look. See, but come on, Marcus. Like, think about the rappers now. Like, we barely got good rappers now, but they still be on top, though.
Still
You know what I'm
famous.
saying?
And,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he was on top at that particular time. Even though I agree with you 100%, I didn't think that he was one of the greatest rappers, but he still was like one of the top rappers at that particular time, because you know this is like early social media, early social media before everything kind of went left with the social media. It was actually used for what it was supposed to be used for, but in that situation, like, he lost his career. You know what I'm saying? And even though he said that it wasn't true, which it came out later, years later, that transgender woman said that he didn't actually do anything with her. You know, the actual damage was already done. People are like, man, you're just saying that right now. He probably paid you off, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Nah, you can't do certain things like that. And like you said, man, they need to do something to address this, because a lot of people are going to lose their lives, because the worst thing that you can try to do to a man is damage his pride.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah,
hey,
man. I tell you what, if we're gonna change subjects a little bit, bring it back to sports a little bit,
yep.
we got to talk about the Hurricanes. Just kind of finally got off the schneid a little bit. You know, we're back in the win column. You know, feeling good again. It was sad. It was real sad for these last 3 weeks for the Miami Hurricanes, losing to Texas A&M. Middle Tennessee was definitely the worst, and then North Carolina losing a close game. But they beat Virginia Tech. They did beat them. But Virginia Tech is not good. They're not a good team.
Their offense sucks.
Their offense is terrible. Their offense is absolutely terrible. Their defense is probably good enough to win some games, you know, but their offense is just terrible. So, albeit, yeah, we can be happy with the Hurricanes winning that game. At the same time, they were up 20-0 in the fourth quarter, and they almost let these guys come back and beat them. If it wasn't for, you know, Tyler Van Dyke, you know, with the run and the throw to Michael Redding for the first down, who knows what could have happened at the end of that game. But happy the Hurricanes are in the win column. Plenty of coverage on CanesCounty.com as far as, you know, grades, snap counts, my takeaways. I had three takeaways from the game. We have 5 standout players from the game. So just all kinds of coverage on CanesCounty.com from that game, including audio from Coach Cristobal and the players, Tyler Van Dyke and Kobe Young, who you don't know this, Wes, but I'm on other podcasts and I'm on other like Twitter spaces, and I've been screaming about Kobe Young, bro. Like I have been saying, like, yo, how come Kobe Young is not getting enough touches? Yo, Kobe Young is like literally as far as size wise, he should be your number one. And he finally gets a run at the end of that North Carolina game, and everybody's like, oh, who's this guy? And I'm like, I literally stood up in the press box and opened up my arms like this and was like, I've been saying this, you know? Like, a bunch of people can vouch for me, including Larry Bluestein, who was right behind me when I did that. So the fact that he's finally getting play was like, wow, am I the only one who saw this? But yeah, at the same time, when you talk to the coaches, they were like, oh, he just came in the camp. He didn't really know the playbook that much. He was JUCO. He had to kind of build his body up and really just kind of understand how to play wide receiver. So it took him a little while to kind of get acclimated to everything, but Kobe Young, bro, is going to be the go-to guy or the guy to kind of open up this offense for Miami. So thankfully, we got him, JUCO from the Northeast, from JUCO in New York, from the Pennsylvania area. I had a chance to speak to him at media day before the season started. He's seemed like a really good kid. So he seems like he's the answer to this offense. And the running game, I don't fear. I mean, the running game's been kind of non-existent for these past couple of weeks because Henry Parrish is your best running back on this team, Wes. That like Jalen Knighton, Brewster,
Injured.
I don't think he's 100% still. He just doesn't seem like the guy.
What was the injury in the first place?
It was an ankle injury.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think it's healed all the way. I just don't, maybe he's avoiding surgery. Who knows? He's just not the Jalen Knighton Brewster that we know of from Deerfield Beach, that played well last year. So Henry Parrish is your guy. He's the most consistent player, and he was out last game, and he got injured in the game before. So I think the running game is going to be back, but you lost some offensive line pieces, just like the Dolphins. You lost your guy Clark. You lost Justice Oluwokson, who is a starter, and then Zion Nelson, arguably your best offensive lineman, has been out as well. So this is an O-line. It's a knee injury. It's a knee injury. They're being very discreet about it. They're not really giving up too much. Before the season, he had a knee and he had an issue. That's why he didn't start the first couple of games. He said he just needed to get it cleaned up. So I don't know. A lot of the times, and you remember when Dwayne Wade used to have this injury where he had to get it cleaned up, like every week he had to get it cleaned up. That seems like the same situation with Zion Nelson. So hopefully he'll be back. From what I hear, he's not going to be back for this game. Maybe the next one, I'm thinking. But Jacoby George, I heard, likely going to be back for this next game against Duke. Xavier Strepper is still going to be out for a few weeks. Don Chaney still going to be out for a few weeks. Will Mallory should be back. Tariq Stevenson should be back. But I think we're in for another close game, though, against Duke, bro. Because Duke played North Carolina to the very end. They should have beat North Carolina. And then we got beaten by North Carolina. So this is going to be one of those games where it's going to come down to the end, in my opinion. I think it's going to come down to the end. They have a running quarterback, white guy, but he's the second leading rusher in the conference. So he can run the ball. He's already got 420 yards rushing. So he can run it. So that's going to be an issue. So don't be mad when you see him running around going for like 20 yards because I warned you about this guy. But yeah, other than that, I'm not trying to depress you, bro. But I'm just trying to prepare you. I don't want to set you up for, hey, we're playing Duke. We just won a game against Virginia Tech. We should win this one. We're at home. No, this is going to be I think it's going to be a struggle for them to kind of get going. But I do think they win. I do think they win this game. I do think they win their second game in a row and kind of move on. And I think they win the next game after that, Virginia. And then who knows what happens against Florida State. I think they win that one too. But, hey, I thought they was going to win against Middle Tennessee and North Carolina as well. So,
yeah.
So we'll see what happens with the Hurricanes, but I'm happy for the win. Kobe Young was the story. Tyler Van Dyke looks like he finally, I guess, broke up with his girlfriend and he's moved on because he finally is playing like Tyler Van Dyke. He's playing like TVD. And I asked a question to him today. about running the ball because I was like, hey, you clinched the game last week with a run. Are you gaining more confidence now with running the ball? Because that's the element with Tyler Van Dyke we haven't really seen so much that we saw season.
Yeah, that's true. Because my whole thing is, I remember last year, he ran a little bit last year. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I mean, everybody know the numbers that he put up last year, but I remember last year he ran too. So this year, when I see that he clearly got space to run and he's not doing anything, this is not Tua now. This is a big guy. A
Yeah.
traditional quarterback, big, heavy set. I mean, he looked better than a lot of the quarterbacks that we had in Miami for years because normally our quarterbacks look like Ken Dorsey, skinny. You can make the throw, but you don't look like an NFL quarterback.
Right.
I know it's college, but you don't look like you gonna make it to the league. He looked like he gonna be in the league just off his size and everything like that. So for me to see him not tuck it down and run when a lot of the plays was or wide receivers was locked up or couldn't get away or get any type of separation and you didn't run, I was like, what? It didn't make any sense to me. So I'm happy that you asked him that question.
Yeah.
Hopefully he does have that confidence. But yeah, I didn't get to watch the game last week. Why is that? Because I couldn't find it. It was on a station called RSN. I'm trying to find that garbage, and I checked every sports channel that I had, and I couldn't find it. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that made me mad because I'm like, they do not respect Miami. Like, we're in the ACC. We have the ACC network. You would think that they're gonna be on the ACC network, and they have like some hunting thing playing, and I'm like, really? You know what I'm saying? You go to Bally's, you try to find. Look, I try to find that like for a whole 45 minutes. I finally just put it on the damn radio and just
Yeah.
listen to it like that. But
Yeah,
after
I was going through the same thing, bro. I was going through the same thing. I was like, man, I can't find this game nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to highlight at you. I was like, yo, what's going on, man? And I wasn't getting the answer from you. And then I did the same thing. I put the radio on the app. There's an app where you could listen to the radio. So I listened to that. And then I just like, you know what? Let me just go to YouTube. So I found a YouTube stream that was streaming the game.
oh man,
Yeah.
well,
I didn't know you wasn't watching it at all, bro. I would have told
nah,
you.
I wasn't watching it at all. And what got me mad too was because I put my phone on the charger, and I had the phone like right next to me, so I could hear it, and I dozed off. So by the time I answered your text, I'm like, damn, it's already like, damn, I missed a lot of the game. I couldn't find it. I was not as mad because I couldn't find the game anyway.
Yeah.
So I kind of missed a lot of the game. I seen a lot of highlights that would make me be aware of really what was going on. But Kobe Young, man, this guy, I don't know where this guy came from, man. You feel me? I think he's our Mike Gesicki, just a wide receiver. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because he was being recruited to play tight end at other schools, and he wanted to play receiver. And Miami said, "Yeah, you're going to be a receiver for us," and that's why he came to Miami.
That's what's up. What does he run? He runs like a 4.4, 4.5.
No, well, that's funny because they asked him that today. They were like, when's the last time you ran a 40?" And he said he hasn't run a 40 since 10th grade. And when he ran a 40 in 10th grade, he ran a 4.6. So that was 10th grade. So I'm assuming he runs like a 4.5.
Okay, because I'm like, he's just jumping over everybody, making those catches, catches to get big yards or catches for a touchdown, So good thing to hear because I didn't really see the game. But just the plain fact that I seen that they were up 20, like you said, I didn't know, like, how did they make them almost come back? Probably because they thought that they were gonna win. The game is over, and that'd be the problem with Miami. Every Miami sports team, we always don't play until it hits 0-0. We always get so caught up in the hype and we won this, and that's one of the things that we need to eliminate in Miami. This new tradition that Coach Cristobal is trying to implant in Miami, because not giving up, being smart, make smart plays. Because again, you could
Yeah.
be talented, but if you don't make smart plays, your talent doesn't mean nothing.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. They weren't being smart because the thing that was driving everybody crazy watching this game is the fact that they had penalties, bro. They had 17 penalties in this game. They came into the game the least penalized team in the ACC, and then you had 17 penalties in the game. And it's not like, usually I would be like, oh, the rest was hating. They were really legit penalties, except for one. They called one bullshit ass pass interference on DJ Ivy. It was one of the worst pass interference calls I've ever seen. DJ Ivy's actually been playing pretty decent, except for that bomb during Middle Tennessee. Yeah. And besides that, he's been playing pretty solid. But yeah, it was a terrible call, and it kind of set them up to have their first score, and then all of a sudden they got momentum. And it's Corey Couch had a terrible late hit out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? So there was a bunch of like mental error penalties, a lot of like false starts, legal motion type of penalties. It was just terrible when it came to like penalties. The only reason why Virginia Tech was in this game. Only reason why.
Well, it sounds like the typical Miami. You see the background. I mean, when Skylar Thompson was in the game, like we had 5 or 6 penalties back to back. I've never seen that in the NFL before. Like I no penalties, but every drive. That second quarter, I was like, really? So it sounded like you was watching the damn Dolphins, but you was watching the Canes. You know what I'm saying? With the penalties, and that is one thing that coaches hate, the penalties. I know I hate it, especially after big plays, and then it's called back, and then it's called back, and then it's called back. It's just like, really, I don't know. They probably need to do the old school way, getting in the locker room and whooping somebody's ass. You feel what I'm saying?
Cristobal said on Monday, he said it's BS. Those were his words. So he was mad about it. He ripped them a new one in the locker room. So yeah, he said it was BS straight up, and he just said that because he was on the radio. What he really said. So I doubt it's going to be any type of serious penalties like it was 17. It was just so bad. It was so terrible. Like even after the game was already won, right? They had one more penalty, and I had to tweet it out. I was like, "Yeah, one more for good measure." Because it was just like it was ridiculous the amount of penalties that was happening in that game. It was crazy. It felt like the fix was in. You know what I'm saying? It really did because they were favored by 7 to win the game. And how much did they lose by? 6. It felt like the fix was in,
Yeah.
But
hey, it is what it is. What can you say, man? We wind up. I'm happy and the crazy thing is, I'm happy that these penalties happened with this team. I mean, defense is okay, but offense is trash. So we still was able to win the game. We play any other team that's good in the ACC, we're gonna lose those games. Point blank, period. Like, so it's better that we go ahead and deal with that now. They get ripped a new asshole inside the locker room right now, so we can see a better product this upcoming Saturday. Because, like, we know Mario Cristobal, like he's like I said, he's the general. This is a one-sided I am the captain now type shit. I think that his message is gonna go ahead and get through to the players eventually. And some of these players probably not going to be here next year because, again, you're a Manny Diaz product, and I probably got better product coming in 2023. So we'll see. Hopefully we could keep everybody. Hopefully people can see the light and not make these costly penalties, because that's one thing that great coaches don't like. They'll take somebody that's have way less talent than you, but they're smart. They do the right things, and they don't cost us to lose the game. So I think sometimes that's a problem with talented players. They think that just because I got all this talent, I'm gonna go ahead and find a way on the actual field. You remember Avante Williams? He wasn't getting things right, and he wasn't on the field. Now he's on the field, so obviously he learned something. He's probably knowing the playbook a lot better. And sometimes you need that that dictator, like I said last time, to dictate to his players and show them
Yeah.
this is how it's going to be, and I am the captain, and you do what I say. If you don't like it, again, you can always transfer at the end of the offseason.
Yeah, Vontae Williams, since you mentioned him, he did, you probably didn't see this, but in the first drive of the game, he comes up with a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. It was the only turnover. It was the only turnover of the game. But from what I hear from the coaches is that he still is not really playing up to par. From what I saw on the, you know, Pro Football Focus grades, he was one of the lowest graded players, or he was the lowest graded player on the defense. So yeah, although, and from a guy that I know who does the film review on CanesCounty.com, he said that he actually got beat on that play. That play that he forced a fumble and got the fumble recovery, he was beat on that play, and he was just out of place, should have been in the right place. But yeah, he made up for it with the play, but it was the only play he made in the game. So, I mean, yeah, I just wanted, since you mentioned him, I know that's, we rooting for him, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to let you know what's really going on with Avonte Williams.
Come on, Vaunt, man. Like, yo, you got kids, man. You gotta learn this. You gotta learn this now. You feel me? Like, get this money. You feel me? Especially with the NIL right now. NIL ain't nothing. You heard what Coach Cristobal said earlier. We're trying to set people up to go to the NFL. Like, NIL don't really mean nothing. That's chunk change. If you compare it to NFL money,
Right.
even the cheapest money you get in NFL is better than NIL. So, Vaughn, hopefully, you can turn things around, please. You know what I'm saying? And what when he is in the game, what do they have him playing? They have him playing safety. They have all three of our safeties in the game at that time: Captain Kitchens, Williams, and both Williams.
Yeah, he is usually playing that nickel safety type of corner. They call it the star position now. They got Cameron Kitchens and they got James Williams. Sometimes they move James Williams up and they'll move him back.
That's
so
what it
they kind of switching him kind of depending on the situation, but he's not playing safety most of the time. It's Cam Kitchens is the clear number one, and James Williams, although he's not the best at coverage, James Williams makes a lot of plays. He makes a lot of tackles. He gets pass breakups. He's productive. He's one of the most productive defenders on the team. So he's not starting over those two guys. And the only person he could probably start over is to Corey Couch, and Corey Couch is actually a better cover guy than Avonte Williams. You know what I mean?
Oh man, it's crazy. You feel me? Like, for this guy to be a 5-star coming out of high school, and then you just can't figure it out. I mean, Leonard Taylor had issues in the offseason.
Leonard Taylor been putting it on, man.
Balling like a big dog. You feel me? So, sometimes it takes a little longer for some people. Hopefully it takes a little longer, but he sees the light and he gets to stay on the team, because I know him. Like, this season gonna dictate if he's gonna stay on the damn team or not. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be like, look, I could go ahead and play for the rival FSU. I'll get some play time. But again, if you don't know the playbook, you just don't know the playbook. Like, if you gonna be always in the wrong position and this, that, and the other, and be a negative than a positive, I want you here, but you could go somewhere else in like FSU, and we'll capitalize on you always being in the wrong position, and we'll beat you like that. But I'd rather you keep that talent down here in Dade County, and hopefully the coaches can steer you in the right direction, man. For the most part, it seemed like people are starting to see the light. You see these new players. The wide receivers seem like they're catching the ball now. I don't know if they dumbed down the offense a little bit, but if that's what they did, then go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? Because we do know that a lot of football players, even though you got talent, you're not the smartest people in the world. So I'm not saying all, but a lot of people are like that. Frank Gore had that behind his name coming out of high school, and he's a Hall of Famer. So again, I don't know. Hopefully you figured it out. But hey, till then, hopefully we could continue winning these games and making these mistakes. 17 penalties. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Canes are favored by 9 in this game against Duke. I mean, take what you want from that, but I do think the Hurricanes win. I think it's going to be a close game, kind of a back and forth battle, just like that North Carolina game. And I think they pull it out. Hopefully, Andy Borregales kicks a field goal to win the game. I think it's going to be like 30-27. Miami wins.
Okay, I think it's going to be also a 3-point game, but I think it's going to be 24-21. Because I mean, look, we barely did our thing against like one of the worst teams in the ACC. We got 20 points, and now we think we're going to do a little better with the scoring. That's why I'm giving you like 4 more points. I'm giving you 4 more points and giving them 21. So 24-21, because like, yo, I don't know how they're going to make it to 30. You feel me? I don't know how you put that up there, Marcus. 30. You feel me? After last week, I give them 24. I really want to say 21 to like 17, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it as 24-21.
Yeah, I say that because they gave up 38 to North Carolina, and North Carolina is pretty much kind of like the Hurricanes, kind of the same type of team, I think. And I think he's found something with Kobe Young, and I think they'll put up some more points. So, and they're gonna have Henry Parrish back, so I think they'll score a little bit more points than the teams.
When does Restrepo come back? Because I know you got a good relationship with him. Huh?
It's gonna be like a month. I heard. I think he's probably gonna be back for Florida State.
Okay.
He's probably gonna be back for the Florida State game.
This probably be a negative on him, because I'm like, I don't know if he's probably gonna want to come back for another year, because you're missing majority of all these games. Like, you know, you want to have a whole lot of numbers, to be like a top pick or top three rounds. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like a 7 round, or not 7 round, but a late or last date round draft. Like, you know, there was a lot of Hurricanes last year that didn't get drafted. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of that trend. I need our players to get drafted. You feel me? I don't it baffles me what happens to the University of Miami. They get great players for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you want to go ahead and get that check early. I follow you on Instagram. I see you're a family guy. I don't know who these kids be around. I know it's not your kids. It must be little brothers and stuff like that. Like, you got a good support system. So I want you to win. I want everybody on the Canes to win. You feel me? Anybody on the Canes, Dolphins, I want you to win, because, you know, this is a family, because we do know that they hate us. Again, you know, I don't need to say it again, but the beaches, the women, the weather. But they do not want to see our teams do good, and we want to see you do good, because they hate you just like they hate us. So hopefully he wound up being healthy, and he could make a major comeback, and in them short games that he do come back, that he could get a whole lot of numbers, because we know TVD going to be looking for him.
Yeah, definitely. I think he likely comes back the next year. It really kind of depends how he finishes off the season. If he sets the world on fire when he comes back, then maybe he doesn't come back, but we'll see. Yeah, I love X too. I mean, X, I've been watching him since high school. I mean, he's been always just a dog the whole time. Like, I'm not surprised at all that he, is doing what he's doing for the Canes right now. Rooting for him to come back for sure. But all right, man. I think that's gonna be it, though.
Yeah.
All right, you did a good job. As far as like being sick and holding it down.
Yeah. I'm over here like looking for a napkin. I'm like, where's the napkin in the kitchen? Where is that? I couldn't find it. I'm like, whatever. Let me just hold it down. But yeah, man, I'm so happy. I was teaching like every damn day. You know what I mean? So I had no time. So this was my last day actually teaching down in Killian right now. And I was giving the ass the business, because I'm like, yo, what's y'all undefeated last year? What's y'all score this year? My students hate when I be talking shit. You know what I mean? But it's all good though. But
they lost their coach though. That's why like a lot of those players left.
Yeah, Stan Quan and all those individuals. Like my student Stan Quan now, he plays for Central. One of the best
Palmetto.
linebackers supposedly. Yeah,
Robbie and Bobby, Kane's
Robbie
commit
and Bobby.
playing for Palmetto. Yeah, they just lost a lot of kids, so because of their coach, man. A lot of times they go where the coach goes. So
Yeah, but I think he went to FAU, so I understand everybody transferring. So
yeah,
at least they got the new transfer portal nowadays, because I used to get mad when coaches could leave and the players got to stay. Now the players could go too. So it is what it is. So if they ain't nothing else, this gonna be the until the next episode on the Mark West Sports Podcast. Peace.